Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, people on YouTube. And welcome back to William in Japan. Now, I'm extremely happy to tell all of you guys that the cherry blossoms are out, the wet season is over, and we are finally riding again. And today, on this very warm spring afternoon, you find me on my CB250R. And as the title has suggests, the main theme of our video are these gloves, the Alpinestars SP-8 V3s. Now, you guys, if you have been watching the channel for quite some time, might remember that I just bought the Kushitani varsity winter gloves. So, as that suggests, that is a winter glove. And actually, in my gear so far, in the past 2 to 3 years, I always only had summer mesh gloves and winter mitten, very warm, thick gloves in the past. And finally, this year, I think, it's about the time I should get something more proper for spring and autumn. So, here they are. The Alpinestars SP-8. So the V3 I think just came out this year. Not much of a change. It's still mainly cow leather, and unfortunately, as the varsity gloves I just bought in the past, no sliders as well. So in the end, it is not, of course, not top of the line, but it is cheap. And I think it's around $120 in Japan, listed price. I bought them off a used site, if I may say, but they are completely new, basically. Somebody bought it, it didn't fit their hand, so they did not use it. So I bought it off that person and got a small discount on that as well. So, first impressions, definitely feels very cozy. My fingertips match Alpinestars size pretty well, actually. I am 5'6" to 5'7", around 5'7", I'll say, and I'm wearing L size gloves, and they fit me pretty well. My palm is around, I think it's 21.8 centimeters, if I remember that correctly. And yeah, these gloves fit me pretty fine. And just riding inside the city right now, I can feel my throttle pretty well. And braking touch is, of course, it's way better than the winter ones. Can we go past here? No, we cannot. Unfortunate. Right, it is rush hour, so lots of traffic, as you can see. But I just got them in the mail 2 or 3 hours ago, and really eager to just try them out. So, back to its protection. So proper knuckle guards, gauntlet kind of glove. So it comes up all the way over your wrist, which for now, when I buy gloves, I always look for gauntlet gloves, since they are safer in the end. Yes, it's a bit of a hassle to take them on and off, but I think it's worth your time. Other than else, yes, fingertips. For the Kushitani varsity gloves, I was so happy that their touchscreen available fingertips work. And I am very happy to tell you as well, these Alpinestars works very fine with my iPhone. I don't know what's the problem with cheaper gloves. They claim to have touchscreen availability, I guess, but none of them really work. But as long as you pay over $100, these more established brands, their gloves, they work as advertised. Alrighty then. So where are we heading today? Actually, I don't have a destination in mind actually today. I think we will take the good old route and take the Rainbow Bridge to Odaiba and try out these gloves on these kind of city traffic and some more fast open roads. Well, one other thing that I'd like to share with you guys is actually about this bike. the CB250R. As you can see on the odometer, I have done 19,876 kilometers with it. And in a week, yes, in a week, it will be my second anniversary on this bike. I did 16,000 in the first year and only did around 4,000 this year because I bought the Ducati, of course. And my mileage has dropped quite a bit. But this bike has served me very well as my commuter. And of course, as you guys know, turned out to be my scrambler when I head out to those forest roads. Yep. Blipping, no problem at all. I can feel the throttle very, very well. It's not fair to compare these gloves to the winter ones because they are just so much thicker. But having switched to a thinner one for at least 2 months, 2 to 3 months, I guess. 3 months already, yes. I've been using winter gloves for 3 months and switching back to these, oh, they feel so much better. I can feel the throttle better. I can feel the brake levers better as well. Yeah, blipping in these, no hassle at all. It is easy to do. Okie dokie, back what I was talking about. So, I have been riding this bike for 2 years, and it has served me really, really well. However, I think it's about time to consider moving to another bike. So, what's wrong with it then? First of all, for Japanese city riding, for Japanese traffic, this bike is perfect. It is 146 kilograms wet, I think. And in these crowded, really packed roads, it's perfect for squeezing around. However, on the contrary, I think it's because of it is light, but coming back to the lightness, it comes with a cost. So it is a single cylinder, so there is vibration. Again, I'm pretty okay with that. But in order to keep this bike so light and has its looks as a more of a modern street fighter bike, they kept it very, very short and stubby. And that's unfortunately the biggest reason that I might need to switch out this bike. After buying the Ducati, I still need, in the end, a bike to do groceries, pick up my wife, and then ride 2 up on highways if necessary. So this bike just doesn't cut it. Power-wise, of course, it is on the lacking side. It only has 26 horsepower, but in the end, in Japanese highways, doing 80 kilometers to 100 kilometers, it can do the job basically. So power-wise, it's not much of a deal. But since it is so stubby, the back seat, the pillion seat, is just way too short, I guess. And because of the Street Fighter design, the seats are just super thin and super hard. Maybe I can get some aftermarket seats or redo the padding. It might help. But in the end, taking 2 up on a highway with this bike, it just isn't a really, really smart thing. And it's not comfortable as well. So, I may be looking to upgrade to something a little bit bigger. I don't want any fire-breathing 200 horsepower monsters, since I need to take a pillion, and I want it to be smooth and easy. So what I have in mind tends to go to more middleweights, I guess. I don't want adventure bikes, motorcycles, because it's just not my taste. I don't like the looks of them. I rode them. They are comfortable. Very, very comfortable, in fact. But I just can't go over the looks. So I want to look for a naked, not a fair motorcycle again, because I have my Ducati, and that's already a big hassle. I don't want 2 fair motorcycles. And so I want a naked, middleweight, and something comfortable for 2 up. And frankly speaking, at the moment in Japan, nothing really fits that category. If I want something that's comfortable for 2 and it is a naked bike, I might need go for a Triumph, like those Bonnevilles, since they have really long padded seats. Or, yeah, I don't. Nothing pops up that really suits what I want. Bigger ones, let's say the CB1300s, they are pretty comfortable and pretty suited for 2-up as well. But in the end, I really don't think a motorcycle with that much of a capacity, 1300 cc's, is really suited for commuting. So that's a problem as well. So let me think. Middleweights, MT-07, again, the pillion seat is way too short. MT-09, same thing. So that's end of Yamaha. Let's go to Suzuki. They don't even sell a middleweight naked bike in Japan right now. And Kawasaki, Z650. Can't take the looks. Z650 RS. That may work. I like the looks. Unfortunately, it's still in green, but at least it's not pure Kawasaki green. I kind of dig the green that the RS has more than what the normal Kawasaki green is. What else do they have? Z900 RS. Maybe, but that's a bit on the expensive side. What else? I think that's the end with Kawasaki as well. Honda CB650R, bigger brother of this bike. Completely the same situation. Very, very short subframe with a very, very small pillion seat. What else? Honda NC750X. DCT. Nah, I don't think I'll ever want a DCT bike at the moment. I tried out the Rebel 1100 with the DCT gearbox, and it's not my cup of tea. So I still want clutch and a proper shifter lever on my left foot, please. So what else? Honda. I don't think there's anything left. Oh, there is one, and that's actually a bike that I would like to rent in the near future. It is the CB400SF, the little brother of the CB1300. I believe they aren't sold outside of Japan right now, since everybody gets a CB500F. So, just a little trivia, I guess. The 500 parallel twin Honda engines in Japan are always 400 cc's. So that's another regulation license thing. So in Japan, it's 400. And I don't know why they did not sell the CB400F. The CB500F, the Japanese version. There isn't any Japanese version of that. Instead, they kept the CB400SF, the Super 4. And it's still being sold today. You can get... My bad. Wasn't paying attention? Okay, I digress. So they still sell the CB400SF, a 4-cylinder, very, very old design. I think it is. It is designed and debuted on 1992. It is as old as I am. So, same frame, mostly the same engine, since 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And they are still selling it today. But unfortunately, I think that this year, 2022, is the last year you can get them. Because of the stricter EU5 regulations. Japan has a different name for it, but it's basically EU5. And since everything is being regulated by that now, new bikes not meeting that emission won't be able to be sold by, I think, the end of November this year, I think. It is a bit later than Europe, but it is kicking in. So yeah, CB400SF is going to be discontinued this year. And lots of people are flocking to buy that bike while they still can. I, myself, have not decided if I'm going to buy that bike or not, since the 400 SF is a bit of a chunker, and as I mentioned, it is very, very old. If I'm going to buy that, I'm not sure if it is the right choice, because it is also one of the most expensive 400cc motorcycles in Japan at the moment as well. However, it has one trick up the sleeve. It has VTEC. And I think it is the only bike left in Honda's lineup that has VTEC. And unfortunately, it will be, by next year, by next year there will be no bikes with VTEC on Honda's lineup. So yeah, it is a very, very famous bike. People love it. And I think I will try it out. I already actually put in my reservation, not order, my reservation for one of the last bikes available from my dealer. And I still have over 6 months to decide whether I'm going to buy it or not. So I'm going to rent it, have a good ride on it for a full day, get my wife on the back, see how comfortable is the pillion seat, and see if that is the bike to go. So yeah, if I like the CB400 SF, the good old CB250R will have to say goodbye. I only have one but, like everybody does, I 3 motorcycles on the same time. So 2, one for commuting, one for grabbing groceries, and one for fun, which the Ducati is the perfect lineup I have right now. So yeah, so in the near future, we might need to say goodbye to my trusty little friend here. But I must say, this bike is just perfect for city riding like this. So light, so nimble. You can wring the heck out of it, since it only has 26 horsepower. And you still won't be breaking the speed limit. And on that mark, we should be approaching some more open roads and back on testing these Alpinestars SP-8s. So for city riding, of course, no problem at all. I have very good feel on the controls, even with these switches, the signals on the bottom here. I can feel them very, very well. So without those clumsy winter gloves, yeah, these gloves feel way better. And on fast roads, when I want to squeeze more, yep, no problem at all. No slip. My throttle hand is very comfortable. Yeah, I think the L-size Alpinestars gloves really fit my finger length. There's not much play, and it's not too short, so I'll be pulling my hand from side to side due to the fingers are being too short. And they are cheap. Way cheaper than Dainese. And not much different from Japanese brand like RS Taichi and Goldwind. And definitely cheaper than Kushitani, if I look at that way. Yeah, it's definitely cheaper than Kushitani as well. And since Kushitani, although it's a Japanese brand, all of their stuff is made in China anyways. Alpinestars, they're made in Indonesia, but they feel perfectly fine right now. And in the end, I don't want to test them at all. I don't want to fall over and hit the gravel. So, on the control side, riding side, yeah, no problem at all. I think they are worth what they are asked for. $120, $130. You get quite a kit. I would definitely start to look into more Alpinestars products. This is my first, actually. Never had an Alpinestars glove, jacket, or boots in the past. That's Dainese. This is RS Taichi. My jacket is RS Taichi as well. I have other Dainese jackets. RS Taichi gloves, Komine gloves. So yeah, a lot of Japanese brand, Kushitani of course, Kushitani gloves as well. So this is my first Alpinestar, and I do have to say I do like them. Stitching looks fine. No open ends. Oh yeah, sorry for changing topic again. Speaking of stitching, the Kushitani varsity gloves, the stitching is flawless, I guess. No problems with it, but they leave all kinds of those really long threads for no reason, and you still have to cut them off and burn the last bit of the head of it, which I think, in my opinion, when you're asking for that much money, that should be taken care of. Alpinestar is like, what, 75% of their asking price? And they do a way better job of finishing off the gloves. Yeah, I just love this engine. Perfect power for what you want to play around in the city. Oh, oh god, I missed the turn for Odaiba. My apologies, guys. Let's make a quick turn here and get back on track. So since riding season, let me do that again. Since riding season is starting in Japan finally, I think I'll be doing a bit of a longer tour in the near future. Golden Week in Japan is end of April to the start of May. And we have around 10 days of vacation. So maybe I can take 2 days off of that and do a overnight ride to somewhere close. So we won't be always be riding around Tokyo. Maybe head west of Japan, or maybe even head further to Kyushu, Shikoku, those places that I never rode before. There is always a very, very long bucket list of where you want to go, where you want to have vacation, but life just don't give you that time. Yeah, so maybe I'll be taking my Ducati Supersport for its first maiden overnight tour. Try to pack it up too. I'll need to get a bigger seat bag, or a backpack maybe. Well, I think we can do an overnight trip very easily. We will see. We will see. Just one more month and the holiday season is finally here. Yeah, tons of traffic. Hopefully we can have an open road towards the bridge when we head up there. Not much luck though. We will see. Okay, here we go. Let's head out slowly. So see if we can make a bigger gap between us. So when they break, we don't have to. No luck, guys, no luck. But let's enjoy the sunset. Oh, that car is driving pretty fast, though. I like this pace. Very nice. Back when there is still tons of tourists, that train line on our right is always full. But since no foreigners, no foreign travelers, no foreign tourists can come into Japan right now, unfortunately, Odaiba has been way more quieter than in the past. Okay guys, Rainbow Bridge. We have been here before, but let me do a brief introduction again. on our left is the inside of Tokyo Bay. And let's see if we're lucky enough we can see the Tokyo Sky Tree, but don't see it right now. It's always nice to take a break, slip out from work, and enjoy a bit of life, right guys? And hopefully we can head abroad very, very soon, since everybody seems to be opening up. Whoa, look at the sunset. What a nice view today. Oh, there's the Tokyo Sky Tree. Not sure if it's showing up on the camera, but there it is. Speaking of cameras, I still haven't upgraded to a GoPro yet, guys. I apologize. Life has been busy and a lot of costs, so that might take some time still. But until then, we will stick with our Sena 10C Pro. It isn't great of a camera, but it gets the job done. It does take in 1080p, although not very sharp in my opinion, but I can record, I can speak, and it works without faults. I can't claim that, can I? One time the video files were corrupted. But I digress, guys. We are in Odaiba. And any final thoughts with the SP-8s? Well, I have to say to you guys, if you're looking for an entry-level spring-autumn glove that has proper knuckle guards, not much of a slider, but it has padding, touchscreen availability, and only costs around $120 to $130 US, yeah, go for it. I'm not sure if there are any better options, especially in your country, but in Japan, I'd say this is pretty good. It works the fingertips, especially. I don't know how much times do I have to say this. I love working fingertips. And usually the Japanese models, they just don't work. So yeah, Alpinestars, good value. Alrighty guys, thanks for joining me today. This has been William, and see you next time. Bye bye.